James Dunn, how are you, sir? And there's two other people in here. I hope you can hear me and everything is being presented to you correctly. I'm starting to get more and more familiar with the system. I just don't know too much about computers. I'm a little early. I just want to warm up a little bit, but you can continue. You can give me some questions if you'd like. What I'm doing, I'm just loosening up. I'm doing 4-measure increments of eighth notes with one hand and four measures with the left hand at a certain tempo for 3 or 4 minutes. It does loosen me up somewhat. So this is just the drum pad work. I do the drum set work on my other system, which is a paid-for system. I apologize. If I could get the system to work with the drum set, I would be playing on the drum set. The way I have it set up now with the microphones, the coils and the microphones that I'm using for this particular stream, if I hit the drums, it would come to you as garbage cans. We don't want that. We want to choose sound. Okay, what I'm going to do today, do you have, first off, I hope you could say something. James, do you have the PDFs? Did I mail you any PDFs for tonight? What I like to do, I don't know if you're on Facebook or not, what I like to do is make an announcement on Facebook, and what I say is if anybody wants to go on my mailing list, to send me an email, and I will provide you with today's PDFs, and that gives me your email address, and I put you in the bulk email, and I'll let you make you aware of what we're going to do for next lesson. That's free, and what's coming up on my live online lesson site, and you will get the PDFs for the day. So let me put my email in there if you don't know it. Hold on. Okay. Now, if you gentlemen would like the PDFs, just hello, Brian. How are you, sir? I know that you got the PDFs and you got more than you expected today, no? Good, all right. So, James, if you want, just email me and I'll send you the PDFs. Anything you want to go over that we did last time before I start today? No? All right. Let me start with I mostly work, the bulk of my teaching comes from the stick control book. That's my primary source. And not only my opinion, but most drummers that really are into the stick control book, which they should be, it's a golden book. It's been published in 1935, if I'm not sure or certain. And here it is, 216. And it is to this day the best-selling book ever. Now that's a nice thing, but that's not what I'm going to point out because it sells a lot and it's the best seller. In my opinion, look page 5, 6, and 7. It's the brilliance of George Lawrence Stone, what he's projecting from that book. He's developing the right side and the left side equally in different sticking patterns to execute the strength of your attack on whatever side it is. There's no accents at all in stick control book. You can put accents in, which will lead you to accents and rebounds, and the Joe Morello table of time 1 and 2. That would be cool. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I come up with this formula, and this is actually in Master Studies 2. When I saw this, I said, aha, Because what I used to do when I used to go for lessons with Joe Murillo, and we used to just have fun after the lesson or within the lesson, and we used to come up with different ways to do the stick control book. And this is one of the ways I came to do it, was I made the right equal a right-hand paradiddle and an L equal a left-hand paradiddle. And it just seems to be in that book, so that's cool. I don't want to take any kind of credit because I don't own it, but that's what we did, and that's before the book was published. So we always play paradiddles like this. Somebody says, "Hey man, play some paradiddles." It's right, left, right, left. In my opinion, that's the alternating paradiddle. Nice and slow. Now I'm exaggerating the motion because for instructional reasons. Now, the way I refer to that, nobody says, "Give me your alternating paradiddle," which is true. Nobody says that. But technically, if you want to be, technical about it, it is a right-hand paradiddle and it is a left-hand paradiddle. So a right-hand paradiddle, for example, would be right, left, right, 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 left, right, right, over and over again, with an accent on the first stroke of the paradiddle. So, like I said, when I teach, I exaggerate the motion. I do it very slow, and I look very regimented and like a robot somewhat. When I play on a drum set or with the band, I'm not looking like this, okay? I'm just bringing out to you or exposing to you what is occurring. A right-hand paradiddle is right, left, right, 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 left, right, 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 left, right, right. Now, when I alternate the paradiddle like I did before, there's a movement: downstroke, upstroke, tap, tap, downstroke, upstroke, tap, tap, downstroke, upstroke, tap, tap. Now, if I'm doing alternating paradiddles like I just did, I'm putting my hands or my hand in position to attack the up and coming accent with no effort at all, because it's just naturally flows in there. It's just the laws of physics. A friend of mine, he's really into the physics thing, and he's brilliant. And I'd rather not mention any names because I might get in trouble because I didn't ask if I could mention his name. But just take it from me. I learned a lot from that gentleman. And now, we have the right-hand paradiddle. Alternating paradiddle, you have down, up, tap, tap. So when I'm doing a right-hand paradiddle, I have down, tap, tap, up. Look at that. I'm in position. Down, tap, tap, up. Down, tap, tap, up. Now that's a run of right-hand paradiddles. 1 E and the 2, 3, 4. Now, like I said, I'm exaggerating it somewhat. Michael Lewis, how are you, sir? Okay. So we have Brian, Michael, and James. Good. Almost a full house. All 20 of you. Okay. And Mike, I got to send you some PDFs. I apologize. I just got overwhelmed. Now, that's the right-hand paradiddle. If I do left-hand paradiddle, left, right, left, left. It's down, tap, tap, up. Down, tap, tap, up. I'm always putting myself in position to nail the accent. So now, I've come up with a formula that really, it's a lot of fun. It's very helpful. And it's like a journey into levels. And if you don't know the level system, you should get to know it, because that's how you actually play. You don't realize it. So if you can break down how you play and practice slowly, you reinforce what is occurring when you play. That's going to help you. So just to briefly go over the level system or control strokes, there's the sticking positions, which this is the full stroke, the half stroke, and the quarter stroke. Now, the sticking positions, that's the sticking heights. The sticking positions, we have free stroke, which I hit the drum, it comes right back. The laws of physics. For every action, there's an opposite reaction. Now, the next stroke I have is a downstroke. That's controlled. I controlled that. Now, my stick is down because I kept it down. I controlled it to stay down. But realize this, when I hit the full stroke, or free stroke rather, and the downstroke, they both sound the same. Now, the next two strokes is a tap and an upstroke. So with that being said, the the free stroke and the downstroke sound the same. The tap and the upstroke sound the same. So if I do an alternate paradiddle, it's down, tap, down, up, tap, tap, down, up, tap, tap. That's the norm. So what I'm going to do here now, I'm going to do two right-hand paradiddles and two left-hand paradiddles. And you have to be focused in on the level system. I have a right, left, a right, right. Now look at that, back up. Only because I got to get in position to hit the up and coming paradiddle, which starts with the right with the accent. Down, now up, tap, tap. So what I just did is I played two right-hand paradiddles, and now I am getting ready in position to hit the two left-hand paradiddles. Down, tap, tap, up, down, back to the right. Again. Down, up, tap, tap, down. Did I freeze? Oh, no, I didn't. I'm sorry. Two right-hand paradiddles, two left-hand paradiddles. Listen to the sound. The accent is consistent. The upstroke and the downstroke are always there. That's alternating. Now two rights. Now what I did with that one was I did actually line 3 of the stick control book, which is right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left. So I use that as the reference, and I say, okay, two rights, two lefts. We establish the formula as this is a right. It becomes the right. And we have the left, it's left, right, left, 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 right, left, left. So we establish that. The right equals the right-hand paradiddle, the L equals the left-hand paradiddle. And on line 3, we have two rights and two lefts. So we have down, 1 and 2 and. Now I'm thinking about that in eighth notes. What I like to do, once you get familiar with that, I have Mr. Timer and Mr. Metronome. I love the metronome. And talking about a metronome, you have to practice with a metronome all the time. Most of the time, 95% of the time, it's not going to hurt. It's only going to help. And a lot of people just don't like to work with a metronome because it tells them the truth on how messed up their tempo is and how to make it right. It's telling you, you're wrong, get back here, play. So now, what I'm going to do is I have a timer. I'm not going to do it for 3 or 4 minutes because I don't want to bore you, but I'm just giving you an example. If I have two rights and two lefts at a certain tempo, I'm going to play that for 3 minutes with the timer at whatever tempo I decide. Let's see what 80 sounds like. It's a little slow for me. Well, I'm a little loose tonight. Let me go to 90. 1, 2, 3. With two right-hand paradiddles, two left-hand paradiddles. Now I would set the metronome. The metronome's at 90. I would set the timer for maybe 3 minutes and hang out with that wife for 3 minutes. Hey, Ron, what's up, Ron? So we have Ron from, what's that, New Hampshire? And we have Mike from, what's that, Baltimore? And Brian, where are you from? And we have James, Rhode Island. I'm sorry, Ron. No speaking Italian. This is English. Okay, listen now. You understand so far what I did? It's very basic, and it's a great hand exercise. It's you're not playing any kind of tune or any kind of genre of music or whatever. You're just playing an exercise to develop your hands. I'm going to go to the paradiddle itself. The sticking pattern: right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. So with that being done, and me going to the formula, I have 1, 2, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right. And the variety of tempos. Do we all understand that? Formerly New York, Rhode Island. You too? You're from Canada, Brian? All right. We should all get together and have a party. If anybody has an airplane, we could hang out with Donald Trump. Okay, now I don't want to sit here and do page 5, 6, and 7 like this. I could display to you if I were practicing this, how I would practice it. But you don't want to see me do line 5 for 3 minutes, or you don't want to see me do line 13 for 3 minutes. I mean, if you understand the concept, it should be time to move on. Pay attention, Ron. Okay, so should I go on to another thing, or you want to continue and stay on this page and talk about this? It's entirely up to you, gentlemen. Stay on the page, put 1. Move on, put 2. Nothing. There's such a delay with this. It's pathetic. Can you play line 3 a little slower? Okay, good, Brian. All right. Now, what I didn't do when I sent the formulas, which I should have done, I just assumed, and I shouldn't do that everybody understands the levels. So if I have a right-hand paradiddle 2 in a row, something is going to happen with the levels here. It's not going to be an alternating paradiddle like so. That's already understood like that. So I'm going to play one right-hand paradiddle because now I have an additional right-hand paradiddle. After that, I am going to put myself in position to be able to attack the up-and-coming accent of that paradiddle. Watch, I'm going to do line 3, which is right, left, right, right, right. Now I have to come up with the left because now I'm in position to attack the left side. Left, right, left, 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 right, left, left. The levels will always put you in position. Okay, I'll move on. All right, Brian, let me just help Brian out for a second, okay, Mike? Brian, did you understand that? What I should do is send you another PDF. I have your email. I'll send you another PDF with the levels in there. Because this is what this is about. Other than the fact of, developing right-hand paradiddles and left-hand paradiddles, it's your journey to levels. You need to understand the levels. Do you have, Brian, do you have the Joe Morello Table of Time, his first guide, the first book, book 1? Do you have that? Okay. There's no 3 rights in a row. Yeah, there's 1. Let's see, 1. That's 3 rights. Okay. What I'm doing here, Brian, I'm putting emphasis on the motion. And that's for instructional reasons. I'm projecting outwardly so the students or whoever's watching could see. That's a downstroke. That's the first right. The second note is a left, which is a tap. The third note is a tap. And the fourth note of the paradiddle is going to be an upstroke. Because now I can play another right-hand paradiddle. So I have down. Now I got to come up, tap, tap, to get in position to nail the up-and-coming left accent. So I have left, right, left, 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 right, left, left. Now, that's how I hate to say right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. I like to put it in some sort of order like quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 4 eighth notes. 1 and 2, 3, 4. Brian, no, it would be better if I send you. It's not the molar system. It has nothing to do with molar. This is the George Lawrence Stone system. It's actually not even his system. It's the laws of physics. And everybody says it's the molar. You come up like this and you come down. No, man, if I throw the stick down, it's a scientific thing. It's the laws of physics. For every action, there's an opposite reaction. I threw the stick down, she come back. That's the opposite reaction. My action was throwing down, and my opposite reaction was coming up. I'm taking it from the wrist. Now, I have not, and I get a lot of heat from this. You can call it molar, you can call it whatever you want. I'm not going to fight about it. I don't believe it's molar. I don't even know what molar is. This is the laws of physics. I want to hit a drum and keep the other strokes, the first note of the paradiddle accented. I have to get in position to nail it. The molar system is something like this, a whip. And we're going to get into that in a second. I think I gave that last time. What does Ron say? Oh, okay. Thank you, Ron. But we're gonna go to a downstroke, upstroke. I think it was one of the lessons I gave before, where you should have the file eighth notes. And like I said, stick control has no accents. So I come up with this particular pattern. I'm doing vamping patterns, and I'm referencing off the stick control book with this. I look at line 1, and it says 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 in, but I'm playing all rights. So I'm going to eliminate the lefts, and I'm just going to play the rights as accents, with this being on the bottom. 1, 2, right, 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 right. Now, you see what I was doing, my wrist? And there's going to be a little motion with the arm, if the more up-tempo I become. That's not molar, man. That's a pump. See, now I'm doing it from the wrist. That's where everything comes from. The wrist is there for you to play with. Everything comes from the wrist. The arms, the fingers help the wrist. If I got to pound the drum like that, I refuse to do that. That doesn't make any sense. Besides, you only can hit a drum is hard. You can't hit it too hard because it'll choke the sound. So, I mean, if you're doing a gig, it's in Yankee Stadium or Shea Stadium or some sort of a stadium, what you want to do is tell the sound man to turn you up. I'm going to play this a little up tempo. For example, I'm going to move on to a triplet. You'll see this better. Now, I have one stroke, one sound. They're all taps. 1, 2, 3. Now, I want to hit an accent on the count of the 1. I count the triplet, 1 and the 2, 3 and the 4. 1. I'm going to use it from the wrist. 1 and the 2 and the 3. And there's a little bit of a pumping motion going on with my elbow coming into my side of my body. Now, the hesitation is driving me crazy with this. It all comes from the wrist. Now, if I put that up tempo, let me just see if I can do this here for you at 100 and maybe 20. That's kind of moving. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to put the accent on the 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Now, when I get to that point, if you watch my elbow's being pumped. I'm pumping the accent out. I'm not doing anything else but pumping. I'm not going like this. Okay? And my elbow is hitting just before the accent. And I'm sort of whipping, I guess you can call it the whip. I'm sort of whipping the accent. The faster you come, that's the velocity formula, which I really don't want to get into. Weight, velocity, all that good stuff. We will have a lesson on that one time, but you do? Okay, Brian. Good. 1, 2. That's not molar. That's just, it has to happen in order to get the accent out. Now, we're going to move on from right, right equals right hand paradiddle, L equals left hand paradiddle. Now, the next one I came up with, I saw it done by a lot of people, but it wasn't a formula. They just would do single strokes and then they would do double strokes. So I came up with a formula. They would go with my hands a little sweaty. They're going to go 1, 2, singles, then doubles. Singles, doubles. So what I did now, with that singles and doubles, I've seen Kenny Arnoff do this on in a clinic. Now Kenny Arnoff has a great set of hands, man. Very, very knowledgeable with music. He has a master's degree from someplace in Indianapolis. You know, everybody refers to Kenny Arnoff as a rock drummer, and he hits hard, man. When he's playing with John Cougar, I mean, you have to hit hard, I guess, but you only can hit so hard. You're gonna kill the sound. But I seen Kenny Arnoff play big band, reading charts, kick the heck out of the band. Now that's a musician to me. You could put him in a trio, jazz trio, he'll swing. He was there all the time with the big band parts and whatever. And I saw him do this. He would play singles. To a ridiculous speed. Now, I don't want to, it's not that I don't want to, it's my hands are not going to do it right now. I want to be honest. So what I have done, I come up with a formula. Again, I have a lot of formulas. You can ask Ron. Ron wakes up in the morning and he looks in his mailbox and he has presents. Right, Mr. Ron? So, what I do, I make R equal singles in a 16th note formation. I make L equal doubles in a 16th note formation. So if I take with that formula, line 1 of the stick control book, I have the sequence right, left, and I'm going to do singles, doubles, singles, doubles. I'll do it slow. That's the first guy, okay? And let's take this now, instead of going to line 2, let's go to line 3. You have 2 rights and 2 lefts. And we're taking the 2 rights as 1 eanda, 2 eanda, 3 eanda, 4 eanda. 1 eanda is the right, 2 eanda is the right, 3 eanda is the left, 4 eanda is the left. So we're going to have 2 sets of singles, 2 sets of doubles. Do we all understand that? Mike, Brian, there's 8 people watching them. My goodness. There's Mike. Hey, James, you still here? Mr. James? Do we all understand what I just did? Single strokes, doubles. You all understand that, gentlemen? Okay. All right, so I take the formula and I'll run down page 5, 6, and 7. But the object here is, you know, you got to give it a chance to grow. I like to hang out with, first off, to warm up, line 13, which is 4 rights and then 4 lefts. So I'm getting the blunt of the whole feel of singles in 4 beats, 4 downbeats, and doubles in 4 downbeats. 2 E and 3 E and 4 E doubles. 3 E and 4 E singles. Let me put the next one on. I'm gonna lower that a little bit. Let's go to 90 for a while. 90 is the quarter note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, so we go. It's a little fast. It's a little dragging for me. Let's go to 100. Here we go, line 13. I'm a little behind. I like to hang out with that one for 2 or 3 minutes. We could actually go faster. I'm putting you guys to sleep. Do you understand the exercise, gentlemen? 13. I'll do that for 2 or 3 minutes. Now, that's what I really wanted to accomplish tonight. Doing the formula with the singles and doubles and then the paradiddle. And I want to go on to something else right now. Is everybody understands that? We all understand that, gentlemen? I don't see James Dunn responding. Do we understand this so far? Because what I want to do is go into the table of time somewhat. If that's okay. Is that okay with you guys? Unless you have some questions we can deal with. And whatever that was I just did for you, I hope it helps you out. You want the table of time? Okay, Ron, you want the table? Who's that? Brian. Okay, the table of time. Do you have the Joe Morello book? If you don't have it, I can send you the table of time from the first line to the groupings of 6. Now, what I'm going to teach right now is very surfaced. And you can get very, very involved with this thing. It's, first, before you get involved, what you need to do is understand what's occurring. Okay? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this guy on 72. And if you're not looking at the table of time, the first line is just quarter notes, all the same sound, all full strokes. So I'm just going to play quarter notes for a little bit. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, that's the first line. That's simple. We could all play quarter notes. Now, we're going to go to the second line. And you guys probably play this already. I did. Okay, good. You got it now. Now, you can go to the quarter note triplets. Now, whether you're here in Canada or you're in Rhode Island or you're in Texas or you're in Somerville, New Jersey, or wherever you are, in China, Japan, this doesn't change. There is an eighth note equals, a quarter note equals 2 eighth notes. That's it, man. You know, we're not explaining any kind of Western culture or Eastern culture. Man, it gets really crazy, very involved. And, you know, Horacio Barbero, I've taken a few lessons with him. And what he says makes a lot of sense. That everything that you play, no matter what it is, whatever, Afro-Cuban or salsa, or whatever, it all comes from Africa. And I said, this guy's crazy, man. What is he talking about? And then I did some research, I did some reading, a lot of reading. And everything we play, it all stems from Africa. And the linear concepts, there's the Western culture and there's the Eastern culture. 2 different ladies. Okay, but now we're just going to hang out with the table of time. And the reason why I go off on that is because it just reminded me of something. The quarter note triplet. 1 quarter equals 2 eighths. I'm counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that's one measure of an eighth note triplet count. So for every other count, I'm going to do a stroke. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Now, seasoned players would look at this and say, man, what are you teaching this upfront nonsense for? Well, it's not nonsense. This is essential. From this particular platform that you're going to learn right now, you build upon. But this is where you have to have it the strongest. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play 2 measures in time. I'll put the measure on 72. 2 measures of quarter notes, 2 measures of quarter note triplets, back to quarter notes, quarter note triplets for 2 measures apiece. Here's my tempo quarter notes. 1, here we go. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 1 and the 3 and the 4 and the 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 1, 3. Okay, so now I just played the first 2 lines, and as a matter of fact, Brian, you could say it's a half note. It's quarter note triplets, not half note triplets. Okay, I do have a video as well on YouTube demonstrating the table of time. So I'm just trying to bring it forward live. I'm doing 2 measures of quarter notes, 2 measures of quarter note triplets. Now I'm going to go hang out with straight eighth notes. Now he has that particular line written as the 1, 2, 3, 4 accented. I don't like to do that. I just like to play all the eighth notes, one sound. The first 3 lines, the quarter notes, the quarter note triplets, and the eighth notes should all sound the same. Okay? So I'm going to play 2 measures each over and over again. Quarter notes, quarter note triplets, and eighth notes. Here we go. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Eighth notes. 1. Back at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 3. 1, 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and boom. Okay, so that takes us up to the eighth notes. The next line is eighth note triplets. Okay, so we're going to hang out with that. Now, what I'd like to do here is he has it accented on 1, 2, 3, 4, which I like. So I do all 3 lines the same sound until I get to the line of the triplets. Now, what happens with the triplets, because you have an accent on the first stroke of the triplet, you put the level system in there. That's down, up, tap, down, up, tap. And then we're going to go back to line 1. So we're going to do 4 lines right now. 1, 2 measures each. 1, 2, 3. Eighth note, eighth crowd even. 1. Quarter note triplets. Eighth notes. 1, 2, 3. Triplets. Bam. That's sorry. I have to apologize because these computers delay drives me crazy. I'm playing one thing and it's coming out another way here. Let me do that again. Just find 1 measure apiece. I do apologize. Here we go. 1, 1, 2. Second line. Eighth notes. Triplets. Back. Triplets. Boom. Now, so far we did quarter notes, quarter note triplets, and eighth notes, and eighth note triplets. The next guy we're going to do is a grouping of 4 16th notes. Okay, that's what it's called, 4 16th. You don't want to call it, I don't know what else you can call it. But now you have an accent on the first stroke of the grouping. 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and again I'm going to play 1 measure at a time. I'm going to take it from line 1 to the 16ths. Here, 1, 2, 3, zap, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 16ths. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3. 1, 2, and the 3, 4, boom. Now that takes it up to groupings of 4. The triplets, you have 3 notes equal distance to the downbeat. 1 and here we go. Here's the downbeat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and so for every downbeat, I'm getting three strokes equal. Now the next one is the 16ths. That puts on another stroke, so I'm going to get 4 strokes in there. Okay, so I have this: 1E and the 2E and the 3E and the 4E and the 1. Now the next one's a little unusual. It's the grouping of 5. It's called a quintuplet. Okay, as you did the triplet, the quintuplet. The next grouping is the 6, which is the sextuplet. So we're going to do the quintuplet, which is 5 strokes equal to the downbeat. So that means I have to get 5 strokes in between a downbeat equally with an accent on the first stroke. That'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now I'm not going to do the whole line yet, the whole page rather. I'm just going to do the 5s for a little bit. Let me lift the tempo up a little bit. Let's go to 80. That's 1, 2, 3, 7. Okay, now I'm going to do the next line, which is a grouping of 6. And there's a couple different ways to count the 6s. You can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It seems like a kind of a strenuous way to count the groupings of 6. You can count them as 1 and the 2 and the 1 and the 2 and the 1 and the 2 and the 1 and the 2. And it kind of breaks up the counting and makes it a little bit easier. Well, the way I like to count, excuse me, is 1 and 2 and 3 and like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now if I put it on 80, I do 6 strokes now equal distance to the quarter note. Yeah. Come on. Now what I'm going to do, I'll put up a little faster. Let's go to 90. Be suicidal. We're going to take line 1. Very good, Ron. You're my assistant tonight. Very good. We're not talking about tunes. We're talking about mathematics concerning rhythms. But what your example you're giving was perfect. So now, I'm going to play over and over again, one line apiece from the first line, that's the quarter notes, to the groupings of 6. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Fives, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so that takes us up to the grouping of 6. Now this is very surface way I'm teaching. The way, this is the beginning of an endless journey with this table. The time is you're learning it this way, you're controlling the time, and you're able to manipulate inside of the time. There's a zillion types of probabilities with this. And that's what everything is about, time. And what you play inside of time, or equal time. It's all related somehow or other, and what they refer to it as harmonic. I'm not certain of exactly what that means unless I was playing 2 notes at a time or playing the piano's harmonic coordination, harmonic notations or whatever. And I have to do some research on it, and I'm doing it. We'll get to that. But this here way that I just showed you is very surfaced. Now, before I close up, which I'm going to do in a few minutes, one recommendation. When you do from line 1 to 6s, line 1 to 6s over and over again, and when you guys are ready, we'll do from 7 to 12. You just let me know. Now, what I recommend you doing with the 5s You're doing alternate strokes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. You should double them. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get yourself a tempo on that. That's actually the groups of 10. Okay? And there's some exercises in the stick control book towards the back that we're going to use the groupies of 10. So you get accustomed to it because you're always accustomed to 30-second notes. We want to do 5s. I'm just dropping a little bit of an accent on the 1. Okay? Now, I really need to close up because it's hot in here. And I hope whatever we went over tonight has helped you. And, you know, what I like to do is the questions. I love questions. If I can't answer them, it gives me something to do as far as research is concerned. Because nobody knows everything. I mean, that's ridiculous. And it depends on your approach. I try to take my approach kind of mainstream because it's what you use, what you're used to. That's the Western kind of interpretation. Eventually, we're going to go to the Eastern kind of interpretation. And we're going to compare them and we're going to learn by them. I love you. Tina, open the door a minute. I'm going to sign off. You can open. You know who died? Jimmy Seeger's wife. Good. Okay, so with that being said, I mean, I have to go because I have some things. Oh, thank you. But I really want questions, man. And if you guys have my email, you guys, why don't you make videos of yourself, you know, of doing pad work. So like I said, I only can do pad work. Oh, Ron, you can't wait to get out of here and go on Facebook and start trouble. Okay. Anyway, you know, if you have videos, if you can make a video of drum pad stuff, send them to me. I can critique them. And that tells me if you're doing something that you understand everything that we're talking about. Now, like I said, this is only for the drum pad, this particular Tuesday sessions at 12 o'clock and 8 o'clock. As far as Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you want to see drum set applications, that's a paid-for site. That's my website, which I do 6 lessons a week, and I provide PDF sheets. 6 lessons a week, that's 24 lessons a month for $14.99. Unless you want to do 6 months, that's 144 lessons with PDFs for $59.99. What do you got to go practice, Mr. Ron? You're a beautiful guy, Mr. Ron. You make the best pizza in the world. The odd groupies for next week. Okay, that's cool. So, gentlemen, with that all being said, I hope I've helped you. Why don't you just write some questions down? And Mike, I'm going to try to get those PDFs out to you tonight, if I can. I need to go pick up my boy at Mixed Martial Arts. He's driving now, driving me crazy. It's not an easy thing for a father to go through, especially when you got about $70,000 worth of cars. All right. But anyway, you don't want to hear that. I'm going to sign off. And if you need any help, you have my email. If you're on Facebook, contact me, and we'll hang out. Okay, gentlemen? If you have Skype, Brian, do you have Skype? Here's my Skype contact. And don't forget Sunday. Sunday at 3 o'clock, I had Ted McKenzie. If you don't know who Ted McKenzie is, here, let me go down. Ted McKenzie rewrote the Buddy Rich book, and he wrote an additional book with that. Well, just all you got to do is hit call. That's all you got to do in a call. If you have it downloaded, just put it on. We'll work at it. But anyway, if you get on this site Sunday at 3 p.m., we're going to have a discussion. I am going to have a discussion with Mr. McKenzie, and he's going to explain the reasons and whatever questions you gentlemen have, whatever questions I had. Because I went through the whole Buddy Rich book in a different, sort of different approaches. And he made us know the people I studied with. He's a good drummer, great set of hands. And he's actually from New York, upstate New York. But anyway, join us on Sunday, man. Bring some questions. You know, you have the Buddy Rich book. He also wrote an additional book with that, is Rudiments Around the Drum Set. Man, it gives me some great ideas with that. Okay, so let me sign off. I'm an old guy, man. So we're going to sign off. Have a good night, gentlemen.